This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Shane McGuigan, one of the best coaches in the game here in New York. Shane, how are you?
Thanks for that introduction, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it is true, and that leads me on to my first question. You're here, obviously, in New York. The American trainers seem to get all the plaudits. Do you feel like British trainers are underrated over here, or do you feel like that there's a reason for that? Like, how do you compare coaching in the UK to the US?
It's different. I was going to go bold and say we're better coaches in the UK, and I still might stand by that. I think the depth of fighters in the US there's more fighters, there's more amateurs training with pros, and that makes the transition from amateurs to pros quite easier. But then you've also got to give them credit, the fact that they're teaching them a good pro style at a young age. So a lot of them are standouts at a young age, like a Javante or a Shakur or people like that. But I think at the end of the day, you've got to have great talent to work with as a coach, and when you get good fighters, you can do much more with them. So I think I haven't answered any of that really, but I've just sort of talked a load of spiel, I should say. But yeah, no, I think there's a lot of good coaches in the UK, and and I think we're getting more recognition now for sure.
Do you ever get approached by US fighters to train with you? Because we see all the time guys from the UK come here to train, but we don't often see guys go over to the UK.
Well, I don't know. Was it Nikita that stood up there and said it's the best city in the world, or was it? It's the same with boxing. They think that it's the best over here, and that why would you go to the UK? Because we're the greatest over here. So that's their approach. I think us, I mean, if you look back in terms of like Eubank Senior or like Steve Collins or Nigel Benn and stuff, it was go over to America and learn your trade. That's where you need to be to learn your trade, and that's mainly because of the sparring. And now, traveling is more accessible. You can bring people in. And I think fighters don't necessarily need to leave the UK. I mean, they could go anywhere. People could do a great camping, as they've just done in Saudi Arabia. As long as you fly the people in, yes, you have to be able to get your road running in and stuff like that. But in terms of sparring and all of that, you can do it anywhere as long as you've got good sparring partners, and as long as you set that camp up in a specific location. Then it's about the team and coming together and working as hard as possible and doing the right studying and the footage and that coach working with the fighter. And so it doesn't really make a difference. But I think there is this thing. It's like, okay, you like AJ after McCracken. It's like, you got to go to America. And it's like, whereas he's, I think some of the best some of his best performances when he was with Rob and training in the UK.
Ellie Scotney, we spoke to you at the workout for this fight, but we've seen the setup today. Netflix, is this sort of the exposure she needs, or she has needed throughout her career?
Yeah, I mean, look, she's only had 10 fights. She's been a pro for quite a long time. She hasn't had the activity, but we have to give Matchroom credit. Like they delivered. She had 2 world title belts. She was the Ring Magazine #1, and she's only had 10 fights. So she's got an amazing resume to date. But now she's got Mikado in front of her, a girl that's been on an unbeaten spree since Amanda Serrano, and I think this is the fight that Ellie's been wanting for a long time, and now she's finally got it, and it's on the biggest platform on an amazing card. So she's very grateful to be here, and she has to take this fight by the scruff of her neck and make it an exciting fight and put on a statement, because the platform is just enormous, and it is one that can really make her into being a star.
How do you think the main event's going to go here? Taylor Serrano 3.
I think it'll be a boring fight. I mean, they'll both run away from each other. No, I mean, I don't think you can put those two in the ring together and not have an amazing fight. I think Katie Taylor just has edged both fights with her volume punching and that in and out movement, and I can see it going the same same way in the third one. Whether it's going to be a controversial decision or not, I'm not sure. So yeah, I mean, it's a shame that there has to be a winner and a loser in those fights because they've done so much for the sport. And obviously, Katie is 2-0, and I genuinely believe that she'll win the third fight.
Just a couple more that I didn't ask you last time. Moses Itauma, Dillian Whyte. Most people saying that Itauma's going to win this well. Do you see any way that Dillian wins this fight?
There's always a chance. It's heavyweight boxing. You can never write anybody off. Dillian's got a phenomenal left hook, but I think the likelihood of that is very, 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 very slim. I think Moses Itauma is a sensational talent. I've been saying it since he was 15 years of age, and I think he has a great mindset for a young fighter. I think Adam's the same. He's got a very good mindset. They're very calm and they take things in their stride, and they're perfectionists. They're working on their craft constantly. I think they don't believe that they're the finished article yet, and that's the most important thing. You have to constantly keep striving for 1% improvements. But Dillian is at the end of his career, and he's always had vulnerabilities there, but he's always had that tenacity to pull something out of the bag and deliver a fantastic shot like he's done numerous times before. So you can never write him off. I just think it's very good matchmaking on their behalf.
Lastly, Tyson Fury in Istanbul last week said that he's probably going to come back. He said that he feels that he would box Daniel Dubois' ears off. What's your thoughts on that? Because he said styles make fights, and that style's made for him.
I mean, I don't know if that's a true comment or not. I don't think. I mean, let's put it this way: Daniel Dubois is 15 times the fighter that Francis Ngannou is. I know he might not have been up for it, but in terms of like athleticism, that will to win, and he's got a boxing. He's got a boxing background. He's schooled. He's not like Ngannou. So. I think styles make fights. He's right. Styles make fights in the sense like he will cause Daniel a lot of problems, but whether he can hold up to that punching power, I'm not sure. And I think Daniel, he definitely has the potential to beat Tyson. I don't think Tyson's at his best anymore, and I think Daniel Dubois is fresher.
Cool, Shane. Appreciate your time. You're here in New York. You're going to be working on your channel, but behind the scenes from this week?
No, not this week. No, I'll pick something up in the future when we get back. So Lamin's the videographer is such a top lad, and hopefully we can get another. It's just we'll wait till there's a fight coming up or something. In terms of like we knew we couldn't take him. He does some work with Ellie, so he's done some behind the scenes stuff. But we knew that he wasn't going to be able to come out here. So hopefully the next UK big fight we'll get him on it.
Cool. Stay tuned. Shane, appreciate your time.
Cheers, mate.